Welcome to City States Prototype Board Game. You can see the action card in front of you. On the top left, it has an influence cost to play, and on the bottom right, it has the influence cost to purchase. These are two different values. In the bottom middle, it has text denoting its effects, such as influence plus 2, which increases your influence. In the upper bound of that, there's an empty space in the middle that is to be used for art later on. Currently, it's artless, but we can change that later on. The card typing, such as military type card, will be denoted by colors, but for now it is colorless to make it flexible to fix within the prototype. These are the current version of tokens to make it playable. Later on, I have plans to make use of better materials, but for playtesting this is currently enough. There are three types of tokens: military, gold, and religion, each denoted by their own symbol, which is shield, dollar, and cross. This is how you place the components to set up the game. This is the influence market, where it's available every game. This is where you place and buy influence card important for your game plans. These are the pile of tokens. The tokens are split into three types, going with their according respective resource. You are limited by the number of tokens in this pile, therefore you cannot exceed it. This is the action markets. This is where you place all the action cards to be bought and drafted and played throughout the game. If you see here, this is the starting cards. You don't put these starting cards in this position, but these are the starting cards each player should have in the beginning of the game. This is the drafting phase. Here you take two of each card in the market and then shuffle them face down. Then you draw a number of cards into an empty space. This number equals to the number of players times 4. The remainder of the cards are then placed back into the market. Each player takes a card in a clockwise manner. When the last player takes a card, he then takes another one, and then it rotates in an anti-clockwise manner. It then goes back to a clockwise manner. Repeat until each player draws 4 cards. Each player then incorporates the drafted cards and then shuffles their own decks. They then draw 5 cards. The tokens are now dealt. 5 tokens of each type are given to each player. After everything of the above is completed, now we can begin to start the game. When a player's turn begins, he starts by playing influence cards in the influence phase. He then calculates the total influence from this phase. He then chooses to buy as many cards as his influence allows. This is optional, he can buy none if he so chooses. Afterwards is the play action phase. He has the same amount of influence as obtained from the influence phase. He then chooses to play cards as much as his influence allows. Finally, the game ends when 3 piles of the cards on the board have run out. This is the master spreadsheet where I save all the data regarding all the cards and all their effects and all their types and etc. It also contains all the glossary so that it's to clarify all the information needed for this game. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a pleasant day.